tasks are completed. If in the not justified status, it can be completed, which means that no further action is required. In the case of complaint justified, a decision would have to be made in terms of how to resolve the complaint. So there are a list of possible statuses underneath, such as rework the material, replace the material, or scrap the material and reimburse the customer, and a whole selection of these which can be customized as required. So we've selected the status complaint justified, which will then allow us further processing of this notification. Another activity we can perform as part of this notification is to document any activities. So within the Activities tab, we can then record a particular activity. Now on the right hand side of the notification screen there is something called an action box. Now I will give a simple demonstration, and that is to log a telephone call. Now if I select this icon, a prompt for entering any information regarding the telephone call will be brought up, and the times automatically brought through, the person responsible. Now we have a choice where we can log here in the case of an outgoing call, or we can select an incoming call. So if we select incoming call, we can state who the call was from, and we can select from a list of our partners. So in this case it's going to be from our customer, our sole to party, and then we can enter information regarding that. And then click on continue. So that activity is recorded in the notification. A whole number of different actions can be controlled using this method. So this can be telephone calls, logging receipt of letter, to actual activities in the system, which may be creating a return order for the material or blocking billing documents. This choice is available to the customer and can be easily defined through customizing. Now the next part to demonstrate is going to be how documents can be attached to the notification. A lot of our information will not be in the form which can just be entered as text. You may have diagrams or presentations or Word documents which need to be uploaded. So what can be done here is any documents that are required can be attached to the notification. So we can use a standard method to create a document which we can attach to the notification. So if we have our notification number ready, we can save the changes we've made so far and create a document that we can attach. So in this case we have a document type that we have customized for attachments and notification. Which will allow links to be formed to quality notifications. So we can enter information regarding what the document is. We can then select a document to attach to the notification, so we can check in an appropriate document. So in this case we're going to attach this test document. We can then check it in, and this document can contain a range of information. For example, in this case there's some text, there is an image as well. And depending upon how the document is defined, we can then sign the document and ensure it is released. So we can now change the document, assign the quality notification, and we can then proceed to release the document. Following this, we can now return to the quality notification and we can see the document is attached to the notification and can be viewed. This can be performed for any documentation type, so this could be a PDF, an image file as required. Now, in order to be able to complete a notification, the status must be changed so that all tasks are complete. Now, at the moment there are outstanding tasks. This will not allow us completion of the notification. So again, in the same manner as before, we can execute and complete the task. So we can go through the appropriate statuses as required. Complete the task. Until it has been reviewed and is satisfactory, and then complete the task and mark it as successful. We can then return to the notification, and the tasks can all be seen as completed, and now the status is all tasks completed, which would mark the point at which we have completed our investigation. It is then possible to mark the notification with the appropriate outcome and resolution. So we will, in this case, state we're going to rework the material in order to resolve this problem. We can also add a further task. Now, these tasks could be a result of further processing required as part of the investigation, or they could come from a corrective and preventative action. So I can assign an appropriate person to perform that task. So for example, I could assign somebody from QA compliance, the manager for example, and then assign a date for which the execution of this task should be completed, as thus, and then I can release the task. Now, this time, until this task is completed, I cannot complete this notification. However, if I process this task through to completion, this then allows completion of the notification. Now if I proceed to change the notification, I am now allowed to complete the notification. So once we're satisfied, we can assign any causes required to this notification to categorize what the causes are. So in this case we can select an appropriate cause, and then we can complete the notification, and then that process is completed. As part of the notification process, all these notifications and all the data associated with them are stored. This allows us very easily to retrieve information regarding the notification or notifications over a period of time. So in this transaction, which allows us to list quality notifications, we can select a time period and find any information that we require. So in this case, I'm going to view all notifications for this year so far. You'll go from the beginning of 2009 up to the present day for notifications of type YC, that is, customer complaints. and then I shall execute. Now a list of quality notifications can very easily be seen, so it is possible for us to very quickly demonstrate a quick visual graphic of what causes or what's affected by the notification. So in the case of material here, we can very easily see what materials are the most effective. So in this case we have a quick bar chart of what materials have been most affected by notification complaints. We can also change the view, for example, so I have a number of graphs I can see. So for example, it may be more appropriate to view it as a pie chart. So in this particular example we can see all the data in this column shown by a pie chart.